Welcome. Welcome to Who's Your Neighbor? Of course, you probably noticed that already. I'm Terry McGill, and I'm your host for this evening. And this Who's Your Neighbor program came about because of COVID and the stories I read on the internet, because who was talking to anybody face to face back then? And I became aware, as others were experiencing the effects of not having personal interaction. We human beings need, I don't know if you heard about it, but there were some studies done like 40 or 50 years ago. And a whole culture grew up around how many hugs you need, and plastic hugs and other kinds. And then the newer research is if you hug somebody for 20 seconds, then there's some kind of chemical, and don't ask me what it is, that triggers and we feel better. The old saying back was, you need 12 hugs a day to sustain yourself and more than that to thrive. Well, some people lived in homes where you did not want to hug the other person. And then, we didn't have the options of being out for a long time there. Depends on where you were and what the rules were. So it came to me one day, I'd been given a suggestion about 2 months before, that we needed to have some way of collaborating, of connecting, of interacting. And somebody said, well, why don't you just invite your friends? Because I've been in this Portland, Oregon community of woo-woo land, healers and psychics and, who knows what, for 30 years or so. And so I just started inviting people. I said, hey, you want to be on Who's Your Neighbor with me? And let's just chat. And it grew from there. This is episode 30. And tonight we have a person with a type, several types, but one especially that fascinates me. She is a singing bowls facilitator, more than player. I mean, anybody, can take a little stick and go bang, bang, bang. But this woman is magic because it's been about 3 years now, because of COVID. I have been in one of her sessions or two, and it's like, wow. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to invite Nicole on. Come on in and welcome.
Hi, welcome, Terry. I'm really glad to be here. It's really good to see you and connect with you here again.
Reconnect. Yeah, it's been a while. So Tell our viewers about singing bowls. What is it about them? What is it about sound? I mean, just share.
So my singing bowls are made out of quartz crystal, and quartz crystal is a crystal that can hold your intention of that which you imprint within it, and it amplifies this intention. And these bowls are also made to correlate to specific notes of the scale, but these notes, the frequency of the notes, correlate to the frequency of each one of our chakras. So each one of these crystal bowls correlates to a particular chakra that correlates to a particular note. And so by playing it, it brings that particular chakra that the bowl aligns with into greater resonance, clearing out the dissonant energies, bringing it back into greater resonance and balance and that flow of energy.
And the picture behind you is of the 7 major chakras?
It is, yes.
Fascinating. Wow. I didn't know that that's why I like to chat with you and others who do things I don't know much about. Tell me more. Tell us more.
Yeah, so when playing the crystal bowls, it brings one into a very deep meditative state pretty quickly and easily. They're very purifying. As I mentioned, they help cleanse, clear the chakras, bring it into resonance. And this brings us into this greater sense of balance, flow, upliftment. So I've been playing them for over 17 years, and it's brought a lot of peace in my life. I could have a stressful day and go and facilitate for a group, and I'm leaving, feeling so much better, feeling so much lighter, just so much more peace in my being. And since crystals in general, quartz crystals can amplify intentions, I'm always coming into these sessions with the intention that we are connecting more fully to our higher self, to our divine essence, and then facilitating a chakra meditation with my singing bowls. Although not every time that I facilitate a group meditation am I facilitating a chakra meditation, but the bowls are always a part of it. Sometimes I'm just playing the bowls just as a sound healing journey, and sometimes to facilitate a chakra balancing. And
so when you say you facilitate it, do you give because it's been long enough and so much water in between, I don't remember much about the experience that I had, the last one I had with you, but that was up there just off of 39th and Hawthorne in that little place out in the back.
Yeah, that was a cute little space.
Yes, it really was, yeah, and the garden outside of it, yeah. All what I remember, though, is I went into, well, of course, what is an altered state? We're always in an altered state, but I went into a really nice one, and I left feeling really nice. So the question I was going to ask, though, is invocations are a way of creating a message, and so do you do that sometimes in your guided meditations? Give people thoughts to hold?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, again, I'm helping them to strengthen their connection to their divinity, to their higher self, and always connecting that divine essence with the earth, grounding that energy within us into this earthly plane of existence. And so this is the intention that we're holding. This is the intention that we're creating and cultivating within the group meditation. And then as we go up through the chakras, each one of the chakras holds particular energy. So we might release a bit from the chakras, but we're always integrating higher vibrational energy in its place, helping for that energy of the chakra to better support us, to the natural attributes of that chakra, to bring those gifts out even more so, to resonate more, to come more into balance within our life. So each one of the chakras represents, as a whole, they represent all aspects and areas of our life. Our root chakra being relating to the material, the physical realm, the home, the body, and all the way up through the crown chakra, which is the connection to the source, to our higher self, to our multidimensional self. So it's in everything in between, the emotional, the mental, all of that. So our power, our love, our way we communicate. So it touches upon every aspect of our life. So within each meditation, if I'm guiding the chakra meditation anyway, we're going through and bringing these gifts online within us and bringing them into harmony within our life.
Do you work individually with people also?
I do. Yeah, and actually in this room, I'm in my sound healing room right now in my office. And so I have private sessions here. I do enjoy the group sessions so much, though. Just that group energy, it's always amplified within the group form. So it feels so powerful and really satisfying. But I always feel really blessed to work with people one-on-one as well, to target more specifically, because we're doing general work within the group chakra meditations and the sound healing meditations, whereas within the private sessions, I can speak directly to whatever they want to focus on, what they want to release, what they want to address, what they want to integrate. Yeah, so I've been doing the private sessions for just as long. When I graduated Hypnotherapy School, almost 18 years ago now, I got the crystal bowls right after. So I've just been incorporating both within that line of work.
So would you say more about the Hypnotherapy School?
Yeah, the school. So I took a year-long program back in 2003, 2004, and graduated in 2004 at the end of the summer of 2004. And it was an amazing school, a year-long program. We were there 3 to 4 days a week, and they offered on the weekends, they offered extracurricular workshops. So it introduced me to sound healing. It introduced me to crystal healing, biofeedback machines. It just kind of opened my world to everything that was out there that I had no idea existed. It was a really amazing school, and I learned a lot. But upon graduating, I was like, this conventional hypnotherapy really isn't for me. As soon as I graduated, it's like, I want to incorporate some chakra works with some crystals. So I started doing that right after graduating. But it was about that time that I got some very clear guidance to get the crystal bowls. I had like 2 different psychics tell me to get the crystal bowls, and they've never even heard of the crystal bowls before. So when you get that clear guidance, you're like, okay.
You've got to listen to that.
Yeah. And it just totally fit and aligned with what I do. Since I was wanting to do the hypnotherapy work with chakras and the crystal healing. And that's what the crystal bowls are, crystal healing and chakra work. So it fits perfectly.
Yeah, coincidentally, I'm going to be doing a series of workshops on the 7 major chakras starting the 21st at the Sage Center out in Beaverton. And nice. You're in the Portland metro area, right?
I am, yeah.
So if somebody wants to connect with you, whereabouts would they be going to approximately? What area of town?
Well, I'm generally doing my group sessions at Awakenings Wellness Center, but for the private sessions, they're in East Portland, Gateway area. It's right off the 84 and 205, so it's pretty convenient, right off the freeways.
And so Michelle has just posted your email address and your webpage where people can find out more about you. So you mentioned the group place, and what was the name of that one again?
Awakenings Wellness Center.
Awakenings Wellness Center.
Wonderful little space.
That's
yeah, they have it's a building that has various practitioners there, but it has a studio there too. Lots of cushiony mats and blankets. It's set up really great, great acoustics. So it's really great setup for doing these group sessions.
That's the one down on what, Southeast 12th, 11th, somewhere in there?
Yeah, 12th in Belmont. Mm-hmm.
Hi. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. So what is the thought is just coming, I've got to pull it back up. What was it? What are a couple of the most surprising or gratifying experiences that you've had, with the bowls, with other people?
Well, I think what I mentioned earlier, as far as I could have a stressful day and then play for the group and I'm feeling lighter, everyone else is feeling lighter, and we just seem to amplify those effects. But I've also had people come up to me afterward and just tell me of profound experiences they've had. Some people have had sleep issues that were gone just from one session. That's maybe not the norm, but it happens where some people have just transformative experiences just from experiencing a group meditation just once. I facilitate a 7-week chakra series, a transformational chakra deep dive. And each week we focus on a particular chakra. And we do some journaling work. We do a meditation with the crystal bowls. And so it's a lot of releasing work, a lot of journaling to figure out our limiting beliefs and what's been holding us back, the self-sabotage. And then we do the meditation to release that, to integrate a more empowering energy in its place and intention in its place. And I've had so many people come up to me afterward and just tell me the shifts that they're having, or just even while we're in the midst of the course, because we have a check-in at the beginning of each class. And some people just have shifts and leaps and bounds. And it's really great. It's really satisfying and humbling and honoring, and just feeling so blessed to do this work. And it ended up just coming so naturally into my life. You know, as I mentioned, I just got such clear guidance to get the bowls. And so it all just came together, and I feel so blessed really to do this work and to be helping people shift into more of their aligned, higher vibrational self. That's how I would put it. I feel like we're always working on ourselves to become a better version of ourselves, more aligned, within greater integrity to ourselves, and just holding more, embodying more of our divine self and bringing that forth within the world. And so it's wonderful then to actually help facilitate that for people and to see that it actually works. And you know, I'm giving the opportunity and the space and, you know, facilitation, but you know, it's the people showing up and also doing the work that is what's creating these shifts for them.
So your weekly, I'm sorry, I'm putting words in there that I'm in my mind had. Or are your sound sessions weekly?
So I have a 7-week transformational chakra deep dive, and so that is 7 weeks. But I do a lot of just one-off, single sessions, group meditations.
And are those at a time that's regular? I mean, would it be every Thursday or?
It's not regular in that way, but I generally am doing a sound bath for the new moon and the full moon, or at least close to that date. Yeah, so I took July off. So, you know, if people are looking to see when my next sound bath is, it won't be until August. But normally I have them at least
the middle of July, so it's not that far off.
Yeah, not that far off.
Yeah.
However, it's going to be about the middle of July. I think it's the full moon is, I want to say the 11th, but I could be a little off on that. Maybe it's
August?
the 14th, something like that. Yeah, I'd have to look again. So the 14th, so it's around the middle of the month. So it's going to be, it's going to be about a month away still before I have another sound bath. I'm going to be going out of town for a couple of weeks here soon.
So when will your next immersion, chakra immersion, be?
I'm looking to schedule that the first Tuesday of October. So I'd have to look at what date that is. It's the 4th or the 6th. Yeah, the very first Tuesday in October, goes through the middle of November.
And is this in person only?
In person only, yeah.
Okay.
One day I would like to bring this online, but that's going to just be more work. So I'm hoping to do that as my kids go back to school in the fall. Hopefully I'll have more time to make some videos and bring it online. That's my next step and my next evolution to bring this out to more people, really. But I love doing it in person. I mean, there's nothing like receiving the bowls in person. You know, you can go into a meditative trance and the chakra balancing is just as effective, but hearing the bowls in person is just so much more profound.
Well, yeah, microphones are limiting. I had a friend who had, he told me he had new speakers. And I was up at his house one day, and I went, "Where are your speakers?" He says, "Right there." And they looked to me like cloth screens that were 3 feet high and 6 feet tall.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
But they were really high-tech speakers.
That must be.
And when you sat, he had the chairs positioned and the speakers positioned. And when you sat in one of the two chairs, it was like you were just completely surrounded with the sound.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds amazing.
I'd never heard sound like that. It was like,
I've never heard of speakers like that.
I hadn't either. Yeah. In fact, I haven't seen or heard of any since then. They were pretty spendy.
I imagine.
Yeah. Audiophile, the term for people who are that much into sound.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So if someone is interested in a metro area of connecting with you, well, let me ask it a different way. What if somebody was maybe in British Columbia and they had a throat issue and they wanted to connect with you, knowing that the transmission of sound, even like on the telephone or on Zoom, would not give the full range of sound? There's still going to be a lot of benefit. Do you ever do anything like that?
Well, in that case, I would record a session for them. So rather than do it on the phone, I would just record a session, and then they could have it to listen to over and over.
Oh, that'd be ideal.
Yeah. It would just be more money because it's a lot more time, a lot more work, and then but they can listen to it over and over. So
right.
Yeah,
that's when you think of the value.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Still, I would say very affordable in as far as what you would get out from it, because I'm very thorough with the chakra balancing, and then to be able to listen to the meditation, the session. I term what I do chakra therapy. So to listen to that over and over, would definitely help them. Sometimes you can go to a session. One session can work wonders for some people, but others, they need that reinforcement. And so they have it then if it's in a recorded audio. And they can have that reinforcement. So maybe they're good to go after 1, 2, or 3 sessions, but then maybe they start slipping back into old patterns 3 months later, a year later, and they can just listen to that audio file again.
Yeah, I lost my hope. It wasn't the belief. Well, it was at first that you can go to. In basketball, they call the basketball players that are really good, and they go to a college basketball program like Duke University, and they're so good that they're only going to be there for a year, and the NBA is going to pick them up. They call them one and done. And I used to believe or hope that I could go to a workshop, whatever it was, heart opening, manifestation, you name it, and rebirthing, and it would be one and done. It never happened.
It can. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen for people, but it is a bit rare. It's not it's not super common. But I think it really kind of depends on where the person is at, how ready they are to release it, how much work maybe they've done prior, or just even their belief as well. I feel like there's so many different factors that go into how long does it take for me to get over this particular challenge. So I've definitely seen it happen for people one and done, but that's not as common, I guess, as we would like.
From my perspective, from working with people for I don't know how long, 1992 or something until now, it depends on where their plateau is. In my experience, some people. I had somebody come to me when I was doing readings at New Renaissance BC before COVID, and he emailed me, and it was like, "Yeah, I remember your name, but when, how long ago was it? He says, oh, it was like 6 months ago. So I keep records. I have these client books. And I went back, it was 18 months before that. And so I bookmarked it and brought that book along with me. I love these big blank books. And when he came in, I said, welcome, good to see you again, because I recognized him. And I said, well, what about this and this and this? Because those were his three in psychology or in social work, they call them presenting problems. They're his issues. I said, well, what about this and this? He says, those are good. I'm here today because of this one.
Yeah. So he had a one and done.
For those one session and those three issues, it was cleared. And then he was ready for something else, another level. But there are people, one of the images that I've had with people over the years is it's like you're taking the train to New York from Portland, and you're going to stop at the different stations along the way. And some people go to Denver and get off and stay in Denver. I don't know if the trains go up that's a mile high, but the point is, it's like life is in stages, and I had to get over my own, because I've never been happy with where I was. I wanted, more. I want to go to the next, whatever. I didn't even know what it was. Most people are not like that.
Yeah, true.
It's like, no kidding. I mean, really? You don't want to do more? Like, I'm tired. So I had to get over it. Yeah.
Yeah, but your story, though, it reminded me that I've had clients that I didn't hear from for a while, and then they contacted me again, and then they told me, hey, that one session that we had totally, fixed that issue, and so now I'm coming for something else. And so, I kind of wonder how many other clients maybe I've had where, it was a one and done, where like they just went to a session and then I just didn't hear from them because they were good to go. Because these people, like, I didn't know until they contacted me like 2 years later. I had no idea, if the session helped or not. So yes, it's cool when it's really such a blessing and such an honor to hear when that happens. That
it really is. Yeah. So you're going to be doing a sound bath next month. Whenever is it full moon?
I believe the next one will be for the full moon in August. Yeah.
Full moon in August. I know I think we're halfway there right now, or almost, because I got a little icon on my phone and it shows me the shape of the moon.
Yeah. Actually, the full moon is tomorrow. We have a full moon
tomorrow.
Moon?
So let's see, what am I looking at here on my phone? Oh, gosh. I've thought that was the sun because it's still 84 degrees in Portland. But that must be the full moon. Yeah. Which, that may be what's going on with our internet. My speed was, really slow. It was like 92 for
I think everyone is inside in their AC right now and just chilling with the TV. Streaming movies. Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Well, that'll suck the internet down. Yes. So in October, then you're going to be putting together tell me what's the name of it again, the 7 chakra.
A deep dive 7-week chakra series. And it combines the crystal bowls. So there is a sound healing, chakra balancing that I term hypnochakra therapy at each one of the classes. And the theme of each meditation focuses on the chakra that we are focusing on that week. So the very first week, we're going to be journaling about the root chakra, learning all about the root chakra, and then we have a meditation. Even though it's a full chakra balancing, it's with the attributes of the root chakra. So, and then so on and so forth with as we go up through the different chakras. So as we get to week 4 and we're focusing on the heart chakra, then it's about as we go through the chakra meditation, it's about anchoring in the self-love and feeling the self-love and connecting to our self-worth, our self-confidence that helps to, more fully own our self-love, and so on and so forth as we go up through the chakras. So that theme is self-love and embodying this higher vibration of love. So that's kind of how each week goes as far as the theme, that particular chakra.
The fact that you're involving not just the feeling and the physical body and the emotional body, but the head. That's what I found in the work that I do which is similar to yours, just different application of things. If their head has these blockages, belief systems, habits, mental habits, then they don't, number one, don't recognize, and number two, won't accept a change that's going on.
Yeah, very true.
It's really funny when sometimes I have to say, okay, now.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what we're exploring within the journaling, those limiting beliefs, the ways that we have self-sabotage. I have a set of questions, more questions than one can get through within the course, that they can always go back to. But they're more so for a guide, just to see what comes from the questions, like reading the questions. Okay, like this question I really want to focus on. This question is speaking to me. Like I have a lot to say about that particular topic. And so within this journaling, they discover a lot. There's a lot of realizations. A lot of people tell me how they've connected a lot of dots, had a lot of aha moments, and then we take what we learned and bring that into the chakra meditation. So it's partially self-guided, as I'm also guiding it as well. I'm giving more general suggestions as people are then working more specifically with themselves within their own mind. We're releasing the limiting beliefs on all different levels of our being, which is how we go through each one of the chakras for each week. Going through all 7 chakras within 1 week, but then going through all 7 chakras over the course of 7 weeks as well. So we're just hitting each aspect thoroughly. So it's a pretty thorough releasing and integrating.
So what I want you to be aware of, because I don't think I mentioned it, these are Facebook Live. They're recorded, and they'll hang out forever. And the chat room that's over on my right-hand side, I don't know where it is for you, probably the same. Anyway, the chat room has your contact information. So you may not doing a sound bath for a month. You may not be doing the 7 chakra deep dive for July, August, September, for 3 months. But still, what I've noticed is in like 10 days, there's 110, 120 views. I see some, one of my friends from Trinidad is watching tonight, and another one from British Columbia. And I've got covering up the rest of it, so I can't tell who else is here. But there'll be people, because not everybody gets a hold of it immediately, but there are people who come back and look at the website. And so they're going to be able to connect with you and will watch the video, and they'll go, wait a minute, she's doing that in October, and this is September the 25th. Whoa, where's your email? And it'll be right there. Yeah. And we're also going to send you a YouTube recording, a link, once it gets processed. So you'll be able to use that in your email, in your marketing.
Cool, thank you. And you can also already register for my 7-week chakra series on my website. So that's up. I might have to switch the dates, but everything else is still accurate. I'm sure, though, that within the next week or few weeks, I'll be changing the dates and making sure it's all aligned for October. Just need to secure the time and date first.
Right.
It's mostly secure, but it hasn't been finalized yet. So I'm just kind of waiting on that. So it should be up and running soon, like fully aligned, but one can already register. It just might say different dates.
Might have to shift their schedule a little bit. That's just
It's definitely going to be Tuesday, the first Tuesday of October. So I think just the dates are from the last 7-week chakra series that I did back in the spring. So I just haven't updated that yet until I finalize those dates.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for those that are signing up for that already, and the ones that are going to, and the ones that are going to come in and get into that sound bath in August. What day of the week? Do you know what day of the week that will be? Or is that still in the planning stage?
Yeah, I was looking today and trying to figure it out. So, it's kind of a coordination between my schedule and the schedule at Awakenings. And if the date that I was wanting, I think it's August 12th. They look like they're booked at Awakenings. So I was kind of seeing if I could get in at night. They're booked during the day. So, it's just things like that. So I need to
I understand.
reach out to the owner to figure it out. So I tried figuring that out today, but it didn't happen. So
I was really lucky. Because
around that time.
Because the Sage Center out in Beaverton is just still not fully booked the way they were before COVID. I went, well, okay, I'd like to start and do Thursdays. And I went to the calendar. I've got 6 months of Thursdays. Every Thursday evening, it was all open. It's like, wow, thank you, heaven, or whatever. Yeah. Well,
well, maybe I'll check out that space if they got some availability and it doesn't work out with Awakenings.
They do have. And
to go into traveling around Portland as well. I've been wanting to.
It's a wonderful space out there. There's a bit of a challenge in finding it. You got to come in off Southwest 5th rather than Beaverton Hillsdale Highway. The room is very similar to the one there at Awakenings. I was over there a couple of weeks ago looking at it. The one in Beaverton, probably almost exactly the same size. I think the one at Awakenings is a little bit larger, but they've got the pergo flooring, or whatever you call that, laminate stuff. It's really bright and clean, and a lot of energy workers there, so it has a really good feel to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm gonna reach out to you soon and get that name again.
All right. Yes. So thank you so much for dedicating this part of your what is this? It's a Tuesday evening, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. It's really good to reconnect with you. I think it's been 3 years.
Yeah. I imagine it seems like it's been a while since I've seen you, but it's good to reconnect here. And I appreciate you bringing me in on this. It's been cool to chat with you.
I just looked at the calendar, and when you said I'm available on that date, I said, that's yours. That's nice. All right. Yeah. Well, please stick around in the back room. We can chat a little bit more, but it's time to close now. And so I'll say goodbye to all of the people that are watching now, and hello to the people that are, actually it would be goodbye if you've been watching from the beginning of it. And thank you, Michelle, for putting that on the screen, because I got so fascinated with the 7 chakras, I forgot about Tao hands and the 5 levels of creation. So Tao healing hands is a transmission that you get into your hand. And when I received mine, 2010, it was like the person who transmitted them, the master teacher, said, okay, keep your eyes, close your eyes and get to receive the transmission, and keep your eyes closed for a minute. After he sent the transmission, I was not going to keep my eyes closed. I was going to look at my hand and see what the heck was going on. I couldn't see anything back then, no third eye images. I'm looking at my hand, and it's just it's the same hand I had 5 minutes ago. It doesn't look any different, but it does not feel the same. It wasn't vibrating, but it was like I don't know how to describe it. It was just, I knew there was something going on. It felt like it was bigger, almost like a Mickey Mouse glove had been hooked up to a healing tank, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that was the frequency of, because this is really high level Tao source frequency, and it comes into us, and it's like a tool. If you're used to using a crescent wrench, I used to do a lot of stuff with tools. So if you know what a crescent wrench is, and if you're used to use a crescent wrench, and then you get an air-driven, an impact hammer with all these different sockets, there's more difference than that even. These Tao hands are incredible. It's in 3 levels or 3 aspects. The first level, which will be coming up very soon, July the 31st, Sunday, 9 to 5. You don't have to spend 6 months memorizing symbols and getting different attunements. It's like one day you get the transmission, you learn how, 9 to 5, and then you go out and you can heal yourself for the rest of your life. One of the international trainers a couple of months ago, he said, I don't know why more people don't get this. It's like you're going to pay $75 to $100, $150 for a massage. And for $150, you get a tool that you can use to heal yourself for the rest of your life. I went, well, I'm going to use that one in the future. So the second level of it, which will be a month later, is another one-day workshop on a Sunday. And you receive the ability, now that you know how to heal yourself, with you don't do it. The healing hands do it. That energy that we connect to, source energy, it comes through. So after we learn how to use it for ourselves to transform our lives, then the level 2, we can work with others. And the person who brought this to the world would like to see every family having a Tao hands practitioner in the family, especially if they've got younger children, because they're all falling, banging their nose or elbow or whatever. A kiss can only go so far. Helps the heart, but maybe not the physical. The third level, though, is like magic. It's, well, the link is on the website. Go check it out, because there's just so much. And yes, I'm enthusiastic about it because it literally transformed my life. Imagine if you can give yourself something that can transform an aspect of your life, not once a week or once a month, but 15 times a day. And it's a lot of energy. And so some of my stuff is really thick and deep. But wow, I've got like this magic wand on the end of my arm. And I wish that for you, if it resonates for you. And if it not, then Nicole is going to be doing the deep dive for the 7 chakras in October. And you can go to her website. And next week, I invite you back. Tuesday night, we start at 7:30 Pacific time. Who's Your Neighbor is the name of the show. And we have someone new every week. So until next time, or in case you want to watch it again, aloha from Oregon.